Hey everybody, I thought I was making broccoli and cheese soup, and I'm not really sure what happened. I looked at my video and it looked like it was not recording. So I'm just going to tell you what I did. I took 2 cups of water and I added a bouillon cube to it. And then I am making one of my favorite little recipes. I love cheesy broccoli soup. Don't you guys love cheesy broccoli soup? And this can be found on page 11 of my cute little cookbook. So I've already started. I've put in 2 cups of water and I'm going to put in a bouillon cube. Okay, this is going to give us some great flavor. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to add my broccoli, and we're just going to let it cook for about and I'm looking for something to open this. We're going to let this cook for about 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm going to actually move it to another eye so that you guys can see this a little better. In the recipe, it actually calls for chopped broccoli, but I couldn't find chopped broccoli at Walmart yesterday. So we're just going to do just big pieces for right now. I'm going to move this to my other burner and let it kind of keep on cooking. Like I said, I'm going to set my timer for about 3 minutes. Okay. All right. So I'll move this over here, and then I'm going to get my other pan and I'm going to start to make the cheese sauce. So I'm going to turn this down to like medium. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 1/4 cup of butter and we're going to saute about, you can either use a whole onion or you can use a half of an onion, cubed. No, not cubed, chopped. So I'm going to add this to that and then stir it around really good and get my butter to get melted a little more. A lot of times what I like to do to kind of speed up the process is kind of just make it into smaller pieces. I love a good homemade cheese sauce. When my mom was here, you know, we made the cauliflower and cheese, which is so good. I actually went and visited my mom not too long ago, and she made cauliflower and cheese, which is my favorite. I love cauliflower and cheese. Okay, so we're just going to saute this just until the onions, you know, are translucent. It's a lot of butter, which makes it so good. Remember, I've got my broccoli over here that's cooking. Let me check that for a second. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, once those onions get translucent, then what I'm going to do is I am going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. And then I'll add my milk and my cheese, and pretty much that's it. It'll be ready. So it takes less than 10 minutes to make homemade cheese and broccoli soup. You guys doing good? I hope you're doing well. I'm actually having some friends over tonight, and so I thought, it's cold here in Alabama, and I said, you know what? Let's make some cheesy broccoli soup. Let me turn this down just a little bit. Okay, so my broccoli should be ready over here. It is. I'm going to add 1 more minute to that. Okay, these onions look like they're ready, like they're done. So now I'm just going to add my 3 tablespoons of flour. Y'all, I've got it right over here. And I just realized that my cheese, okay, you're gonna need the little 1 pound, let's see, what is this? This is, yes, the little 1 pound block for this. I cut it up and it's right over here, so let me get that. Okay, now we're gonna add that flour. Remember, we're making the cheese sauce, and you wanna just keep stirring. I remember when my mom would teach me how to make cheese sauce, she was like, Anna, you just have to keep stirring and stirring and stirring. So we're gonna stir, 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 and then we're gonna add the milk over here. I'm gonna slowly add this milk, and this is 2% milk. Okay. I'm gonna trade this for my little whisk. Bring this, it will thicken. Oh, it's starting to thicken up. It's exactly what we wanted it to do. Oh, it's nice and thick. Now we're going to add the cheese to this. I'm going to turn this down a little bit and trade this again for my little spoon. I'm going to lift this up a little bit because I don't want it to get, I'm going to move it off this eye. And we're just going to let this just melt. So as this melts, once it gets all melted, then we'll add it to the broccoli. Just remember, just keep stirring it around. Now that broccoli is, I'm going to reserve about 3/4 of a cup of water. But actually I'm going to check and see how much water is in there. Let me move this off. Let me get over here. This is kind of how this goes, right? It all gets ready at the same time. Okay, oh, that's perfect. Okay. Again, just remember, kind of leave it on the heat, but keep stirring it around because you don't want it to burn. I'm going to serve this with some crusty bread. And honestly, I'm just going to run to Publix and I'm going to get the bread because I've had a lot of other things going on today. And one of the things that I love about these sweet girls that are coming over is we've been getting together now for 20 years, almost 20 years. And we just try to make things as easy as possible for each other. We're all working women and we've been raising our kids and we just talk about all the things. I hope you have a good support group. And if you don't, coming on here and hanging out with me, you know, let's do that. You know, I think we all need reminders that, you know, we're here for each other. And I think that's one of the things that I do like about social media is like you don't have to feel alone. And our sweet little human experience is more alike than different. Okay, so that looks really good. And I'm going to move this off of this eye because that cheese is going to keep on melting after I add it to the broccoli. But I'm going to move this over. I'm going to turn this down, and I noticed that the broccoli, well, I didn't notice. I knew that it was going to be bigger. So I'm just going to cut these pieces up. Now, then I stirred it around and I got it all melty, so you can see that it's all melty. And then I'm just going to add this to my broccoli. And I'm going to stir this around. And I just left that water that was in it with the bouillon cube. And I've stirred this around. And I don't like to cook my broccoli too long. I don't like it to get too, I like it to have a little bit of crisp to it, to be cooked, but not to be like soggy or whatever you want to call it. Okay. So I'm so sorry. I don't know what exactly happened to that crazy video, but we're going to go with it. Okay. All right. So okay, now I'm going to taste it. I think this is going to be so delicious. I cannot even wait to try it. This is going to be a little hot. So I'm going to scoop out a tiny bit over here and get myself a tiny little spoon. The camera is in the way of my little drawer. So let me get back over here and taste this. Oh my gosh. You're gonna love it, and it didn't take very long, and I'm hoping that we can fix this video so that you guys can see it, but that's just part of what happens when you're trying to record. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Always remember that you can do hard things, and I will see you soon. Bye everyone.